I hope you can hear me.
Yes, I can hear you.
Okay. We have covered the session on RDS, right? So, extended to that session, we have another service. So let me share the plan first, what we are going to do today. We'll cover ElastiCache. Also, we'll cover CloudFront. In ElastiCache, we will cover how to create the Redis server, how to create Memcached server. In CloudFront, I will cover, to example, how to create CloudFront origin as a bucket, and then cover how to create ALB origin, I would say CloudFront origin as an ALB, which is application load balancer. Who is with the name of Kumar? Is it Rupesh you?
Yes, yes.
Okay. Any doubt you have from the previous session?
Yeah, we are discussing about the API gateway, right? Are we catching up with the continuation or we are going with the new topic?
New topic.
So we will discuss later that one.
Yeah.
Okay, thank you.
Any doubt on API gateway?
No, that one I practiced it. Is okay till that time. But only when we are creating, I am role. I don't know, it going to, if you are in different region, it automatically going to the global. I don't know, like, why it is happening.
When you go to the IAM,
Yeah. See, when
so IAM,
now you are in North Virginia, right?
yeah,
So
that
we
is
are
good.
creating it is going to the global region.
Yeah, that is what I'm explaining here. That if you go with mostly services are region-based services. So this, like if I'm going in EC2, this is region-based service.
Yes.
So I'm in North Virginia, I'm in Northern Virginia, I'm in Mumbai, Ohio, whatever region you are selected, that instance would be created in same region. But
Yes.
when you go to IAM, this is global service.
Yes.
This is not related to any region.
Any region. So, okay.
In a similar way, we have another service also, like S3. S3 is also global service.
Yes.
This is global. Similar way, we have Route 53, which is also global service. So this will also show you Route 53 as global service. So the reason is simple, that whatever users, groups, roles you are creating, that comes under the category of global section.
Global
So
section.
if, yeah, this is Route 53, but it is showing you as global.
But when, for example, when we're creating lambda function or anything like that.
Hmm.
We need to mention our regional services there
You are
in
right.
writing the code there.
Yeah. Writing the code, no. Before
No,
choosing the configuration,
no.
let's
When
say,
inside the code, I saw one of the code. You mentioned the uh, like AP South -1 like that.
yeah, that is required because that was the serverless thing I was doing, and I was using SQS, I was using Kinesis. In that case, it is required to give a region name.
Region. Okay.
Yeah,
Thank you.
no worries. Any more questions here? Okay. So today we are going to work with ElastiCache and CloudFront. First of all, let me explain you what these services do. So let's start with ElastiCache first. So ElastiCache. In ElastiCache, what happens is, let me give you a scenario here. With the scenario, it's
Ritesh, a question. This
Mhm.
Elastic is a tool or what is it, Elastic?
Yeah, that is what I'm going to explain you.
But there is a separate tool also, right? Elastic?
Yeah, Elastic is separate tool also.
Okay.
It's
And
not
this,
separate tool, I would say. It's a database, I would say, Sanket. It's a database.
no, right, Splunk, Splunk, you know Splunk, right?
Yes, Splunk is different thing.
No, like Splunk, is there any Elastic as well like Splunk or no?
Not sure about that.
Okay.
But ElastiCache, you cannot say it's tool. It's a technology, or you can say it's a database. Caching database, you can say it. If you go with the right term, I will call it caching database. Caching database.
Okay.
So this
Yeah, Ritesh, ElastiCache, is it the same that EC2?
Mm, no, it is not same.
C2 is the virtual machines, correct?
Yeah, Elastic, that EC2, that we call it Elastic Compute Cloud. And do not be confused with Elastic. AWS use Elastic keyword in their many services. So
Okay.
ElastiCache is another service. Elastic Compute Cloud is Elastic different service. Similar way, we have another service. Elastic. Elastic is just a word. Elastic Beanstalk.
Okay.
Then we have Elastic Block Store also. So what I am trying to say you, block store. So elastic is the word which is coming from elastic. So you can stretch upright to the elastic. You can extend it and you can de-stretch it, right? So they have taken this name from elastic. So their surfaces are elastic. You can use as a scalability model, right? Their surfaces are scalable. As much as you need, you stretch it. So what you need to understand here is ElastiCache is, you can just say it's a caching service. Elastic is coming from AWS. Caching is the concept that we are going to cover.
Okay. I checked, it's Elasticsearch, which is separate tool.
Yeah, right. Elasticsearch. Many services are elastic with the name. If you find AWS, I would say services names with elastic. I'm sure you will find it something here. Elastic. Elastic. Yeah, go with this. Here itself, I think you will find it multiple examples. Elastic, no. Complete AWS, complete AWS complete set of services with full forms. Full form. No, it is giving you AWS full name. Probably you will find it, but the tons of services, yeah, here it is. But they are not giving Elastic Container Service. This is, yeah, see this. In storage, we have Elastic Block Store. In migration, do we have something with the name Elastic? No. Elastic, no. Yeah, here we have Elastic Map Reduce, Elastic Search, and Elastic, let me just find Elastic here. Copy this, yeah. Elastic Transporter, Elastic Cache, Elastic Block Store, Elastic Container Service, Elastic Compute Cloud. So Elastic is just a word they are adding before the service. I hope it helps, right?
Yeah. Why I'm asking, because in my company, this top Splunk, and now they are using Elasticsearch.
Okay.
So
Cool. So just to understand with ElastiCache, let me show you what ElastiCache is. How it works and what it is. Amazon ElastiCache is a fully managed in-memory caching service. First of all, you need to be focused here on two words. What it is saying is fully managed. When it says fully managed, that means everything will be controlled by AWS. They will be creating your server, they will be maintaining it. You are only responsible for storing the data and fetching the data. That's it. It is not like EC2, where you will be creating your security rules, where you will be creating your networking related things, and you will restart the system at a specific time. You will do maintenance related stuff. So everything is managed by AWS in case of ElastiCache. That is one thing. Second is very important, in-memory database, in-memory caching service, or you can call it database. That's also a right statement. In-memory, what do you mean by in-memory caching service? So in-memory means in computer, we have two type of storages available. One is, we call it hard storage. Hard storage means you are storing the data on hard drives. You are storing the data on hard drives. That is called, we call it strong data, or we are sharing it on the hard drives. Another is in memory. In memory means like RAM. Over the RAM you are storing the data. That is also possible. But that RAM capacity is very less as compared to your hard disk or disk partitions. The capacity of RAM is low. So this comes into the picture when you need drastical performance in your application and you have real-time use cases when you are looking for microsecond of latency. In that case, this caching experience, you would loved it. So internet scale applications like real-time apps in gaming, ride-hailing, media streaming, dating apps, and social media need fast data access. So in that type of scenarios, Amazon ElastiCache is going to help you in so much cases. Blazing fast in memory data, store for use as a database, message broker, queue, store inferior data in memory for sub-millisecond response. Use case would be real-time transactions, chatting, BI, analytic, session store, gaming leaderboards, and cache. So these are the perfect use cases for it, where you can use ElastiCache. Chat is a perfect example. If we cannot wait so much seconds to get a other person what they are sending to us, right? It's a very, very real time. These are some of the use cases. Accelerate application performance with microsecond latency, high throughput with lightning fast application performance, ease backend database load, cache your data to reduce pressure on your backend database. And this is what I am going to explain you with the help of diagram. I'm repeating this. Ease database backend load. Cache your data to reduce pressure on your backend database, enabling higher application scalability and reducing operational burden. Let me talk about in detail about this, what it is saying. So it is saying you that let's imagine I have one web application with me. This is my web app. And this web app is talking to database continuously. Database, this website is hitting this continuously, right? And it is calling, let's suppose in a single call, just imagine I'm saying in a single call, it is calling 18 times. Calling database 18 times. It is calling database 18 times. Just I'm giving hypothetical number. In case you are looking for real-time example, let's go to one of the website. Let's say I'm going with ESPN Cricinfo, this website. On this website, if you want to see how much hits are going for the first moment of time, I can show you that by using the developer tool. Go to this 3 dots kebab menu and click on more tools and click on this developer tool. If you go to this developer tool, and if you click on this, hit it again, I just need to go in network. In network, I want to see how much calls are going. So you just need to press enter on this URL, espncricinfo.com. Press enter, you would see multiple calls are going, right? Still going, right? Still manipulating. So to just get a data on one page, it is calling lot of things in the background. Every call you can see. See this, how much number of calls are going. So basis on this only, I have written that just imagine I'm calling database 18 times to retrieve a data out of it. And out of 18 times, I'm fetching response, and that I am displaying in 4 seconds of time. That I'm displaying in 4 seconds of time. Now, I have identified that Redis cache is better than database. Let's imagine this is my RDS, MySQL, Oracle, or something. Now I have came to know that my Redis cache performance is much faster than this RDS. So what I am thinking now as a solution, can I reduce this time from 4 seconds to 2 seconds to make user experience better? Answer I get yes. Certain calls you can do. So instead of fetching every data from RDS, now what I am doing is I am keeping my Redis cache also. So this is my Redis cache. I'm adding a Redis cache, and still I have a lot of data available to RDS. Now if I copy this, my combination would be I am calling database 18 times, but response time becomes 2 seconds of time, and 14 or 12 call, or just imagine 13 calls. 13 calls I am hitting on RDS. 5 calls I'm hitting on Redis cache. Now you will ask me on which basis I have taken 18 minus 13 and 5, on which basis I have done. That is what you will do. You will do a complete analysis of your web application, and you will identify the right use case, that whatever data is possible, that I can store that data with the help of Redis server instead of database. Can I store that data on Redis? If you find the answer yes, then this is the right use case for you, and you need to identify what I can store in Redis. The rest of the thing you have to work with database only. Let me give you some examples here so that you can understand more better. Let's say you are fetching 100 of records. A lot of records you are fetching, scoreboards and so many things you are fetching. That thing you cannot store on Redis cache. So Redis cache, like I said, it's a in-memory database. It is best and recommended practice that you only store small chunks of data on it. Small chunks of data on it. Not everything. Now somebody asked me this question, right? That if it is more fast as compared to RDS, then why we are not storing everything on the Redis? Because Redis is not designed for database purpose. You have to understand this thing. Redis is only for caching. It is not for storing big data. It is not storing for 100,000 of records. Even though if you start using it in this way, there's no problem. Some of the industry are using Redis cache for this way also, but it is going to charge you so much of money. It is more costly as compared to using simple database. Thing is very, very simple, that you cannot beat the capacity of RAM. RAM capacity is very limited, but in hard disk, there's a lot of capacity available. So I will show you. Once I'm going to create this Redis server, you only get 2, 3, 5 GB, 16 GB, max 30 GB like this. But you cannot store TBs of data in Redis cache. That is what I'm trying to say. So in AWS way, ElastiCache provides you two options. One is Redis cache, another is Memcached. These both are almost similar. The only difference is in Redis, you can work with different data types. Redis is more popular in the industry as compared to Memcached. The reason is simple. It has a support with multiple data types. Second, Memcached has only support with string data type. Second difference is in Redis cache, you can store value up to 512 MB. In Memcached, you can only store value up to 1 MB. Here, performance in the case of Redis a little slow, but in Memcached, performance is 10 times better even from Redis. Even from Redis, it is 10 times better. Now you would ask me why we are not going for Memcached then? Because Memcached has another limitations. It works only for string data types. So let me also show you something here. Redis cache versus Memcached. So you will find a pictorial view of it. This image is everything it has. So feature wise, if you see supported data type, it has string, list, set, sorted list, hash, bit arrays, geospatial, and hyperlogs. String. Memcached has only string. Memory management. Can store the details to disk when the physical memory is fully occupied. In memory only. Supports saving into drive using an extension exe store. So you can say both are same in memory management. It is by default, it can store the details to disk when the physical memory is fully occupied, but in this case we have to use extension, but that's anyway it is possible, right? Data size limit, it has 512 MB. It is having 1 MB. Sub-millisecond latency, both supports. Persistence, it doesn't support. Cluster mode supports, doesn't support. Rest of the features you can ignore it. I will be explaining you with the practical. So you understand the use case of it, right? In which use case you should use Redis cache or ElastiCache. You got the high level idea, right?
Yeah, if you have more memory, then you need to use Redis, right? And
yeah, where you want to store a data and you want millisecond response out of it. So Redis cache will be a good choice for you.
so Redis is also like AWS.
No, it's not given by AWS. Redis is third party, but they have created their own with the name of ElastiCache. But internally, they are calling Redis. Redis is owned by some other company. If you type here Redis cache, Redis, it is another company, altogether different company.
Yeah.
In-memory data structure, so does this, but it is another company. Developer is Redis and developer name is Redis, you can say. But it is open source, you can say. It's a open source. So on this open source, AWS has created a wrapper that we call it ElastiCache. One is Redis, one is Memcached.
I got a question. If
Yeah.
the company has a requirement saying that I need a historic data, every data which is saved in Redis, wanted to integrate to database hard drive. So can it be possible?
Can you come again? Wanted to integrate historical data with RDS.
Say,
Right?
for example, the data is catching from Redis, right? And the same data can be stored into the RDS.
Yes, we can.
Okay. Thank you.
But your target should be whatever you are storing on the Redis. Redis is like I would say in golden words, that Redis is your heavy storage, or you can say heavy resource. Only use Redis when you have the actual use case of it. Otherwise, you are using one highly paid resource for nothing. It is like that, right? You are getting it.
Yeah.
That you have to understand. If you have the option of RDS versus Redis, then Redis would be a good choice. But
No,
if
that
your
I
case is
understand.
limited,
Until unless company want to something very important data for
yeah, right.
streaming purpose or anything like that, then they wanted to use Redis, right?
Yeah, because it's
Yeah.
a costly service as compared to RDS.
Yeah, my question was slightly different. Like
Yeah,
if the company wanted to preserve the
yeah, that is possible.
historic
That is
data, as
possible.
soon as the data comes into the Redis, later on stage on a daily basis, can it schedule a job from Redis to the database?
Yeah, that is what you have to do it with the code. That the moment you said that code,
Yeah.
code you have to write by yourself. Job code you are asking, right?
Yeah,
So let me show you
like
something.
Lambda function or
Yeah,
anything.
something else. Let me show you Redis read code. So let me show you some code here, or say Redis code Java. Yeah, this one. Using this Redis code, you will connect with Redis. If you're connecting with Java, it's called Redis Java. So you will connect with the example, then you will write a code. You will read the values out of it. Then using the code, you can write a data in any another database.
Any other database.
Yeah.
All right. Thank you.
No worries.
So company use Redis because they want to access the data very fast, right?
Yeah.
And you don't know how much the difference if they are not using Redis directly, they use the database.
So I would say lot of applications have reduced their usage. I would say loading time to half. Let's say in my case also, I have seen this, right? And I have worked on one of the application. I cannot disclose the name of the client here, but it's a petroleum client, one of the petroleum client in the Dubai, Saudi Arab. And that client page was around taking 5 seconds of time to open. And there was a lot of calls. There was like, let me show you one example here. You have, I don't know, you have seen this site, but this is Indian website, carwale.com. So on this website, we have multiple images we are picking from databases. So that type of website take a lot of time. Still, you can see it's loading, right?
Yeah.
Loading is now complete. It have taken more than 6-7 seconds. So that type of things where you have a lot of data in pictorial view, lot of data, icons, everything you have. So in that case of scenarios, you can use Redis cache. and it can increase the performance by 50, 60, even 70%. So
Okay,
it will make first pages, you can say first impression is the last impression. Same kind of thing happening in the URLs also, website also. If that website is not coming in front of me 5 seconds, I will close the website. That's a human mindset, right? If something is running slow for the first time, I'll close that and go to another one. That's the reason companies are focusing more focus on the Redis, because they want everything in second or two. That's the reason now.
okay.
Sorry, Ritesh, what is the price structure?
Price structure of Redis, right?
Redis, yes, please.
Yeah, I'll come to that. Once let me do the practical on it, then we'll also come to the pricing section of it.
Okay.
So now I have explained to you that we have two options, but let me connect with it. Let me create a Redis instance, and similar way I will be creating a Memcached instance also, and connect with EC2 Linux based instance. So what assignment I am going to follow for it? There is an assignment section. You will find it with the name of Redis cache. Create Redis with Linux. That is what you have to do. You have to follow certain steps here. Let me explain you what are these steps. First of all, you have to create a Redis server. I will tell you the process of it. Second would be, because I want to connect this RDS server with my Linux based EC2 instance. So I will connect my Redis server with Linux based EC2 instance, and these are the commands you will be using to connect with your Redis server. And then once Redis server, or you are able to have connectivity from your Linux machine to Redis server, then you can write a command like this: set name is equal to test, and then you will write get name. It will print the value, and in real time it would not be a similar example. I'm just giving you one of the ways so that you can connect with Redis cache and set a value, read a value. That is what I'm doing. But in a real world application, developer will write lot of code to retrieve, set the values. Let's do it in action. Let's go with the flow. Create a Redis server. So you will look for ElastiCache. 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 In-memory cache. Click on this. And let me change my region also. I'm in Mumbai. And this is pricing, ElastiCache pricing. Let me open that pricing separately. This is a cost. Cache 0.5 GB. It is costing you 0.02 hour per hour. One thing I want to tell you here, that just imagine this 16 vCPU instance has only 52 GB of RAM, 52 GB of storage. I hope you can compare with this CPU family of EC2. Let me open that, then it will be better to compare. EC2 instance type. EC2 family types. Go to this instance types. Yeah, this is perfect. Now let me drag this window to this window. Here, let's have the comparison. Let's go with M5 X large. M5, can you see? Yeah, M5 X large. What was that? X large, this one. Right? It has 16 GB of RAM. But here it has 12.93 GB of storage. 2X large, it has 32, but here it has 26. Because the RAM itself takes some storage itself, right? So if you go with the hard drive, when you see the hard drive, this PC, this is 357 is free, but already might be 8070 is taken by Windows, or might be 5060. That is the same case in the case of RAM also. You will not get entire RAM. That is why it is costly. Because you are
last project, like what is the configuration you're having it at that time?
at that time it was a not in our hand, but that was more than 64 GB.
All right.
So if you start comparing with that thing, like that was the project where only 1,000 users was coming in a day. But start taking example of where 100,000 of users are coming on a day. Lot of load is there. In that case, if you take this example, 64 single machine will not be enough for you. This would 16x large will not be enough for you to handle that much of data. And that is costing you $5 per hour for single instance. So if you are creating a cluster of it, because we create a cluster of it. In a cluster, if you are created 9 or 10 instances, this would going to cost you $50-60 per hour. And monthly cost will be it becomes a lot of cost for the product. If you start giving this much of money to single caching service. So it depends on use case to use case. We cannot say that this is high cost to every project, but it depends.
So this price varies according to the region?
Yes. If you choose Asia Pacific Mumbai, they would be different. If you choose different region, price would be different.
Okay.
So this is Asia Pacific Mumbai. Most probably it will be near to close each other, but not so much change. Let's see 0.02418121. Let's change to Ohio. Yeah, now it is reduced, right? It is also reduced. So in Mumbai, cost is high. Let me go back to where is Mumbai, this one. Now see 0.016 and 0.32. If I go to Mumbai now, where is Mumbai? This one. 16 become to 0.2 and it was 32. Now it is 41. The cost is high in Asia Pacific Mumbai.
Okay.
But this is not a truth that it is not a source of truth that every service is costly in Mumbai. So this is just a pricing calculator. They change time to time these services pricing and all. Right. So in my case, if I go with ElastiCache dashboard, here you will find dashboard of it. In a dashboard, you are able to see Redis cluster and Memcached clusters, right? So first of all, I will create a Redis cluster. I'll click on Redis cluster and it will give me this window where I can create a Redis cluster. Click on creating a Redis cluster and configure and creating a new cluster or restore from backup. I'm saying no restart from backup. Configure and create a new cluster. Cluster mode, I want to say enable, because I don't want to create the cluster in disable state. Give me a moment, please. Okay. Go to enable and cluster info. In cluster info, I'm saying demo -redis. Description, I'm saying Redis for demo or demo Redis, whatever you will. Demo Redis. Location, AWS cloud, on premises. Which one you want to work? I'm saying AWS cloud. I want to enable multi-AZ. Diff engine version. Redis comes with different versions. So in my case, I'm saying default version, which is latest 7.0 I want to use. And this is the default port. This is the default port of Redis cache 6379. And I'm going to use parameter group. I'm not changing. Here I'm changing the node type. In node time, let me take instance of medium, which has 3.09 GB of memory, right? But this is very, I would say, choose these figures very carefully. It is asking you number of shards. Number of shards is equivalent to number of capacity you want to give to this Redis cluster you are creating. If I am giving here that I need 4 instances, right? And I need 3 replica, that means this will be multiplied by this. So in total, if you scroll down, you will find it here that there are 4 primary databases or ElastiCache server, 1, 2, 3, 4. And this is replica. Replica means I want to create a replica also. Whatever is storing here, I want to store the replica of it 3 times. Because my reading capacity is very, very high. So whatever user is writing here, like when I say user, I'm talking about as a I would say database administrator. I am storing some data in my nodes. That data I want to replicate to different servers. So there can be a lot of requests coming and not a single shard would be available to cater all the load in that case. So I'm saying number of shards is, let's imagine 3, and here I'm saying 5. In the similar case, you will find this is extended now. This is primary 1, 2, 3, and the replica is also created 5. So 15 replica and 3 primary. In total, there would be 18 instances would be created. But in my case, I'm saying number of shards I want to create 0 and 0 replica.
Sorry, Ritesh, how will be the calculation of the shards and replica in real-time situation? For example, if the company has 1,000 users, and how does the database administrator will calculate in terms of shards and replicas?
Let's say for an example, you said there are 1,000 users, and how much request they are hitting on my website. Let's say they are requesting every time they are hitting, and I am sending back 1 GB of data. Then I will start comparing capacity of my node types, how much data they are returning in one call, in seconds or in KBs. I would get that data. According to that workload, you will start create your strategy that how much shards would be okay for this. This is same question like if you are starting an organization, how you would decide that how much capacity database you would be needing, right? So generally we start our analysis, then comes to a point that on a daily basis we are creating 2 GB of data, and let's take a holistic plan of 3 years, and then daily basis I'm creating 2 GB. In a month it would become 60 GB, right? 60 multiply 12, it will become 720 GB per year. As of now, let's go with 3 TB or 2 TB, so that in a next 2-year frame, I would not be need to change anything here.
So is there any
Calculator
auto
available?
scaling, like in terms of suddenly the number of users increase?
Yeah, that you can do it. That you can do it. Auto scaling is there. This shards and everything will be handled. If you just want to increase this figure at any moment of time, this is just equivalent to EC2. If you want to increase it, you can just go and edit and increase.
Okay.
Very easy.
All right. Thank you.
No worries. In my case, I'm taking number of shards 1 and replica per shard is 0 because I don't want to create extra cost, and primary is no preference. But in case you say this is 1, this will also ask you in which preference you want to create. Let's say I'm saying specify availability zone. So it would ask you where you want to create. Let's say before creating this, you have to select your VPC part. Let me go to IPv4 and create a new subnet group. Give it a name, JOYATRES, and this is dev. I'm just giving it dev. I'm giving this random names. VPC ID, I'm taking this default VPC ID. And now it will give you flexibility where you want to create your shard, in which availability zone, and replica in which availability zone, so that you, if your main node is going down, still you have the data at different availability zone. So I'm saying here no data ready, 0. Number of shards 1, replica 0, and I want to click on next. Here it asks you what security group you want to allow. So here it doesn't gives you that you can create a new security group, just you can manage it. And for example, I'm just using one random security group. Let's say, for example, I'm using 17. I will change the configuration of launch wizard 17. At this moment of time, you can just ignore the name and choose any. Later on, I will update the security group inbound and outbound rule according to my requirement. I'm saying launch wizard 17 and choose. You need a backup? No, I need not backup. No preference. Any, you want to get a notification when something is happening? I'm saying no notification, nothing. Click on next and review and create. Just create it. So this Redis demo Redis cluster will take some time to create. Probably it will around take 7 to 10 minutes of time. Till the time, I'm moving my focus to Memcached servers. Let me create a Memcached server. So once this demo Redis is created, I will connect this with EC2 machine. In the meanwhile, let me also create a EC2 instance. Go to EC2. Click on launch instance, calling it Linux hyphen Redis. I want Linux machine. 1 GB is fine. I want to use key pair, which is create a new key pair. I'm giving a name Ritesh _12. Create a key new pair. Network settings. I want to work with this default auto assign IP. This fine. Launch wizard 88. SSH allowed and click on launch instances. Go back to your ElastiCache
You
and
got
see.
the key port number, right, Ritesh? You
Sorry.
mentioned the port number there, right? Is it be useful here?
Yeah.
The port number. You said 6538 something
Yeah,
number.
I'll tell you on that where to change that. This is the port number
Yeah.
6329. That is useful when you need to go in security groups and you will connect it.
No,
So
not
now-
in EC2, like from here.
No, you need to change the security group of this RAM.
This one, okay. All right.
Yeah. Because you are coming to this.
That-
You are not going to EC2, you are coming to demo Redis for a connection.
Okay.
Refresh. It is still in creating stage, and that is also in creating stage. Should I start creating that Memcached also to save a time, or you will be confused out of this? Mahmood, Sanket, Anthony, Rupesh. Should I start creating till the time this is creating? Should I create Memcached also?
Yeah.
I would say yes, but I have a question.
Yeah.
When you were creating the EC2 instance, you created a key pair. So when is this key ever used? At what point do you make an application of that key pair?
Yeah, when I will, in a case of Windows, when I retrieve a password, I need to give this key back to AWS so that they can authenticate me in response to this key. One thing, in case of Windows, I will give this key at the time of password retrieval. But at the time of Linux, I will use this key in putty section. I'll show you that part right away.
You click the PEM, I think. PEM, you choose the PEM there, I think.
Yeah, that. Let me show you something. First of all, go to putty gem.
No, instead of going Patijam, like we can choose the PPK, right?
Yeah, that also we can choose. Ultimately, what I am doing here is go to downloads. This is the file, right? I have created PEM. So using this file, I have created a private key. So that I am storing on the desktop with the name of any name you can store. I'm saying AN on the desktop. Now using the same file which I have created in desktop, if you open that desktop file, this one, if you open this file, let me show in the notepad. Open with, choose another app, or let's say I'm going to open with Notepad. This is key, right? So I'm going to use this key Linux underscore an dot ppk. So I'm going to putty, and inside the putty I'm using this SSH authorization credential. I'm choosing this file Linux underscore an dot ppk, and I want to connect with this IP, which is the IP. Copy this and go to session, and here I'm writing EC2 user hyphen, EC2 hyphen user at the rate of, copy the IP address. Okay, accept this connection and you are authenticated with it. Now you got it, Anthony?
Thank you.
Okay. Now let's see if ElastiCache is available. Yeah, demo Redis is available. So first of all, you have to run few of the commands that I have written here as well. That the command is, you have to install GCC. So GCC is useful when you are going to work with Redis. So it is a you can say collection. It gives you collection of libraries to compile your code for the Redis. So first command I am saying sudo yum install GCC. It says yes or no. I'm saying yes. Then you have to download Redis. wget this Redis command. Copy, paste. Redis is there. Then you have to use tar command. Using tar command, you will unzip it, right? So this is unzip. Let me see it using ls. I can see both the commands available. You can remove this folder. There's no need of it. Now you can remove it. Redis. Not Redis one you have to remove. You have to remove one. Redis.tar one. Yeah, this one you can remove. Now if you see, only ls is available, right? Now you need to go in this Redis stable, and then you need to run a command make and press enter. So this will start creating a Redis thing for you. It will start creating, or I would say installing, Redis related thing on your system, on Linux system. It will be ready. Then you can run this command to have a connection. Open port. First you have to open the port. Then you can have a connection with this command. From where you can get this command, let me show you. This should be done. It should be done quickly now. This generally takes 1 or 2 minutes of time. Let me change the size of it. Change settings, appearance, change. Let's make it 16. Yeah, now it is ready, right? And here you have to be focused here and go to this cluster name and take a command from here. So this is what it is, configuration endpoint. This is a command. Copy this, go to document, and here you need to say, and this is a command. In the last, you need to replace add, you need to add -p space 6379, and in the beginning you have to add this, copy this space src/redis CLI -c-h demo redis qbr cluster cpg apc1. This is the name of it. Just copy it. I think it is same as earlier, right? Copy and run this command. Paste. So it should not work, right? Because you have never opened a 6379 port on it. So go to it and you will see a network and security section here, right? In network and security, I have used this security group. As of now, it is not connecting, right? So let me open the security group and add a port 6379 in security group as an inbound rule. Go to inbound rules, add rule, and see is custom TCP, and this is the 6379. Allow from whole internet and save the rules. Now it should work. Now it should work. Let me try again, Control C, and let me try now, 6379. Yes, you are connected with it. It says demo Redis, you are connected with it. And that is where you can write a command like set. The moment I type set, you are able to see this highlighted values, right? Key value automatically. You can type it here, set, and I'm saying set name is equal to Anthony. Enter. It says error, wrong number of arguments. What is wrong here? Let me check the command syntax. Set name is equal to test. It is all right. Where is the problem? Did I add something? It says no, it is not working. Let me.
The S capital or something like that. S for set.
Probably no, but let me try this. It will not be issue, I think. Set. Okay, let's see what I have already test. No, wrong number of argument. Set name, okay, is equal to, let's say test without it. No. Let me check the command. Redis cache command set. I want to see a Redis cache set command. Set command commands. Set key value, that's right. Set key and value. I think we are using the right command. Set m key hello. This is right. Syntax is right. And what's the problem? Okay, equal is not there. Set name space is there. Then Anthony. Yeah, it is working. So let me remove this equal from here. Now to retrieve it, I am writing get name. So it is Anthony. But this is what we are doing as a demo only. So in a real world application, developer will write a code to read a data out of it. And these are the available commands. These all commands are related to Redis.
Ritesh, one basic question actually.
Mhm.
This Redis is Linux based, that's why you created Linux EC2 instance.
No, that you can also connect with Windows. That Linux I have just created because I want to create a client kind of thing. But you can doesn't matter you're using Windows or Linux, you can connect with Redis.
Okay.
Redis is just like in whole, you need to understand one thing, Sanket, that thing is earlier you were storing the data on hard disk, and writing the data on hard disk takes a lot of time in terms of RPM of hard disk. It takes time. But when you write to memory, it is quickly written. It is
Understood.
quickly written. And that is what you are doing here. Irrespective of operating system, you can use Linux. Irrespective of operating system, you can work with Redis. Doesn't matter from where you are coming. You're just reading the data from RAM.
Understood. Okay. Thanks.
No worries. Anthony, Rupesh, Mahmood, any more questions? Okay, let me create a Memcached cluster. In the same way, what I'll do is go to ElastiCache, go to Memcached clusters, create a Memcached cluster, AWS cloud. Here I'm giving is demo-Memcached. Memcached demo. Engine version same. This time default port will be 11211. Memcached work on this port. It's a default port. I'm choosing same instance. T3.medium. Number of nodes 1. Here things are little simple in case of Memcached. Just directly ask for number of nodes, how you want to create number of nodes. I'm saying 1 only. Create a new group. Here I'm doing developer underscore demo 1. Developer, just writing VPC ID is this VPC, and I want to create next.
Sorry, Ritesh, we don't have an option for the replica servers here, or like Redis.
No, in the Memcached, there is only concept of nodes. How much nodes you want to create.
Okay.
Selected security group. Here I'm saying, let's say 18. Launch wizard 18 I'm using, or launch wizard 59. 59 we are using. I'll change the inbound rule of it later on. Next, and create. In a similar way, now this will take some time to create, but here I will do one tweak here, that I will be connecting with this client now different way. Go to DData, go to trainings, assignment. You will find a file here to create Redis with, create Memcached with Linux. So everything will be remain same. The only thing is this time I will not be using that Redis CLI command. I will not be using, which I have used earlier. Here, right? I've used CLI command to connect. Right? This time Memcached server, I will be using telnet command. So using this telnet command, I will establish a connection with Memcached. And this telnet approach that you can also follow for the Redis server. That's another way to connect. That is also you can follow. Let's wait for it because it takes some time to create that. Let me refresh. Still creating. Let's wait for 3-4 minutes.
Sorry, Ritesh, I got a silly question. You see,
No,
when
no
you say
question.
cluster, what exactly is, does it mean clusters?
Cluster means a collection of computers. That's it.
Instances.
Yeah, right.
Thank you.
Cluster is just a fancy word. Yeah, now it is available, right? So I will be using my same client to connect with it. Same client. That means this Linux machine. So before connecting to it, let Control-C, get out of it, and install telnet. So yum install telnet. You need to be root to, okay. ls cd, and then run this command telnet. Now what happened? You need to be what it is saying. You need to be root to perform this command.
Try
Because
cd slash and then do it.
sorry.
Try cd slash and then do it.
No.
What
CD
about sudo?
Sudo, I think sudo that will work. Sudo, and probably I need to copy this command. Yeah.
Okay.
Then need to connect with this Memcached. Copy this configuration endpoint. Go to your document and paste it here. From starting to this is this, and this would be the command. Copy this one. Oh, it is trying, right? But will not connect. The reason is simple. Go to network and security, go to security group, and allow this 11 211, edit inbound. It says add rule, custom TCP. This is range, and custom allowed from everywhere, save rules. That's it. Now let's connect. Control-C and connect. This is connected. So here command syntax is little bit different. You have to write this way, like get, oh sorry, let me write first, set name 009. And let me check on the test also. Let me test. This says error. I think syntax is different. I never used Memcached so much in the productions. I have worked with the Redis. So you have to write this way, like I'm saying 009. So I'm writing a value here, cloud test, press enter. This is stored, and to get a value 009. So everything has a specific meaning. When I say 009, this is something that how many characters you can maximum write it. And it is something time to leave or something that you can check that is basically Memcached command also. Then you will understand these things better. Every command is available over the internet that you can If you want to learn about it, you can learn.
Commands are useful for this one as well, the same Redis commands or different?
I did not get your question, Rupesh.
You know, the other command, Memcached commands is different from the Redis, isn't it?
Yes, right, different. Both are like created by different forms. You can see like that. Good for today. Let me know if you have anything. Tomorrow we'll cover on the cloud front. I will not be able to complete cloud front today if I start now.
So Telnet is the only way we can connect to this thing?
No, there is another way also. CLI command is also there.
Okay. Okay. Yeah, I'm good. Anybody else?
Okay, let's connect. Okay, and one thing, sorry to hold you here. If you have to delete this, there's a different procedure to cluster. Delete demo and go to delete, and you have to type this string here. Copy. Similar way, go to Redis cluster and delete. Backup, no, and write the name of it.
In ElastiCache, you have two main services, isn't it? In AWS service, Redis
Yeah.
and Memcached.
Right.
But is it a part of AWS or external tools?
It is a part of Amazon, but it's not a proprietorship of Amazon. They are using it's an open source basically.
Mm.
So basis on this open source, they have created another version of it. To make life easier, they have created in a cluster way. So this, otherwise you will create all this with the help of command. So they have given the UI there.
Mhm.
So Ritesh, is there only Redis or some other things also we can use? Because if they are targeting Redis, then it's a monopoly, right? For third party.
No. That Redis is Redis is a third party tool or third party company. So even Microsoft or AWS, GCP, all these companies use the same thing, cache.
I understand, but Amazon is only using Redis or some other companies are there instead of Redis?
So your question is, what are the companies using this tool, right?
No, so for this caching, right? You said Redis and the other one mem storage thing, right? So
Memcached.
Memcached, right? So only Redis is there or in the market or some other companies are there?
There are multiple companies, but Redis is like very famous. Like that, you have seen the behavior of Docker, right? Like multiple companies are available, but Docker is very famous. In the same way, multiple companies are there, but this Redis is very, very famous.
Okay.
Competition is everywhere.
No, I'm asking because these Redis guys, right? Like they are very heavy on marketing. They keep calling every week or something. So, so I just want to know.
Right.
Sorry, Ritesh, is out of this question. We were discussing about API, right? API gateway and all those things. So you left with the last topic, I think. So are you trying to connect that topic with something else, or are you gonna
Which you are
discuss
talking
later?
about? Which
Check.
thing in the gateway?
The
Which thing in the gateway?
third topic, third security. I think I can't remember
Okay,
that.
Cognito.
Cognito, yeah.
Yeah, Cognito I will connect with another use case.
Another
Yeah,
topic.
yeah.
Okay. All right. Thank you.
No worries. We can target CloudFront and Cognito by tomorrow.
Okay.
Okay, in that case, let's connect tomorrow. Recording will be shared. Please do the practice. In case of any questions, you can just ping me on the WhatsApp.
All right. Thank you.
Thank you.